Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, my coffee shop at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia, Pastor Time International Bible College with Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, Dubsy African Clothing, 2289 South Cobb Drive in Smyrna, Georgia, Survival Radio and Clicks Photography with Clark Garrison, and Lusu Apparel with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power XXI Christian Media with Jerry Was Live Worldwide Ministries. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Hey family, I'm Paula G. This is My Journey, and you are watching Music Vision Television.
Everybody.
Boom, 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 just breathe, breathe, just breathe, breathe, just breathe, breathe, just breathe. And I won't turn around, gotta keep my head up, keep my eyes on the prize, keep my wisdom in the front and my word by my side. I trust in the Lord and lean on his understanding and living in his kingdom. Happy is the man who finds wisdom and frees himself from spiritual prison. So wisdom is the principal thing. Get wisdom in all you're getting. Get understanding, it's all done. She will bring you honor when you embrace. Take out the time to free your mind. Don't be so blind. Why don't you shine? Walk in the light, fight the good fight. Take up the ground, lady, get go. Sanctuary, lift them on high and I hope that you hear me. Get with my people as we meet in the prayer meet. Prison for his acts that are showing up mighty. Sing a new song to the Lord, let's praise him. Dance to the Lord, let's shout, you're amazing. Let the saints be joyful in his glory. And when you're saved, you can tell your story. Shout to the Lord with triumph. Praise him on the loud side, the cymbals. Praise him with the sound of the trumpet. Love him with all your heart. Faith without works is dead. Give thanks for the Lord is good. And it will be given to you because praising the Lord is what we love to do. What you give me and the way that you got me living with your grace and your mercy and your power and your might and the love that you never stop giving. Heaven and earth will pass away, but your word will always stay. No matter how I've been down, you always seem to make a way. Everybody, 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 everybody. Now praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Now praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, praise on, get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, get it, get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, praise on, get your praise on, get it, get your praise on, praise. Everybody, 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 everybody. Now get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, praise on, get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, get it. Get your praise on, get your praise, get your praise on, praise on, get your praise on, get it, get your praise on, praise. Everybody, 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 everybody. Now clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips and bob your head.
Hello, my name is Edward Blankenship from Blytheville, Arkansas, and you're watching My Journey with Paula G.
Hey family, I'm Paula G, and this is My Journey. And today my guest is Mr. Derrick A. Burnett Sr., a very successful businessman in the Baltimore area, and he's going to drop a little bit of knowledge on us today. How are you?
Oh, it's a pleasure being here, Paula. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Right.
You know, we were having a conversation off camera earlier, and we were talking about our young African American men and opportunities and encouraging them and trying to turn things around in our community, because we've got some challenges in our community in relation to our young men. So speak to us about what your feelings are, what your vision is on how our young men can be successful.
I think first and foremost, they have to find out what it is their talent is, their individual talent. I was always told everybody was given a talent to provide to the community through the grace of God. Once you find out what that talent is, then you got to develop that talent, whether it be educationally, experience, through some type of apprenticeship program or hands-on. You got to find out what that talent is. And when you find out what your talent is, you develop a passion. That means something that you could do without being paid for. And the kids out there are looking to find, well, what is my talent? It's something that you would love doing all day, every day, even if you didn't get paid a dime.
To do it.
That's
a talent. That's a passion.
That's a talent. That's a passion.
Right.
And that passion is going to carry you.
Right.
You know, for the rest of your time. Realistically, you know, I'm in the business of architecture, design, and construction, but that was initiated from my passion to draw when I was younger. And my passion to draw was cultivated by my mother. My mother was a great artist, and her way of babysitting me was to draw pictures and then say, Derrick, you go draw this. And it would take me an hour and a half to do it. She would do it in 5 minutes.
Right.
So she could go do what she wanted to do, and I'm over here struggling, you know what I mean? But once I got it done, you know, and I kept doing that on a continual basis, I became pretty good. And then I asked her, well, Mom, what is it I can do when I grow up and where I can draw and make money? And she told me, well, you can be an architect. That stuck in my mind and in my heart. And I believe that. Yeah. And that's what I pursued. You know, everybody asked me, what you gonna be when you grow up, Derrick, little D? Be an architect.
Right.
So I found out what it was that it was take to become an architect, and I pursued that path and that direction. Even though I didn't know an architect personally, I didn't meet a black architect until, let's say, I was 19 years old. Right?
Yeah.
And I still pursued it because that's something I had a passion for.
Right, because you had developed that skill. And, it's important in that, and on the road to discovering what it is your gift is, you know, sometimes, you know, we think it comes in a formal sense. And it can come in a different form. Like basically yours was birthed out of your mom just giving you something to do. And as a result, you learned how to, you learned how to do it. And I think a lot of our young people have gifts. They have talents. I have to be careful how I say this. They have gifts and have talents. They may not necessarily be using them presently in a constructive, positive way. Doesn't mean that it's not a good gift. Doesn't mean it's not a good talent. They have to figure out a way to use it in a positive manner. That might mean, you know, transitioning to some sort of apprenticeship or something, you know, of that nature. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like it happened overnight, you know, because you know, naturally growing up a young African American male, you know, they always say we don't always, but most of us participate in sports. You know, I do mentoring, and I go to the 3rd grade class, and I was in one last week. And 80% of the young boys said, I want to be in the NBA, I want to be in the NFL. You know, and realistically, that's not happening.
And they might have all these other gifts. They possess all of these other gifts.
But they haven't discovered them yet. And you know, and I didn't mean to break it down to them and be negative. I just want to be realistic to them. You know, I want to wake them up. Say, okay, what's your plan B? What's your plan C?
Gotta have a plan.
Yeah, you got to have a plan, because according to today's technology and the digital world we live in, they say the average 18-year-old, by the time he's 34, will have 18 different jobs just due to technology. Just due to technology. So if you're not in a position to be able to adapt to that technological change, you're going to be left out in the dark. And a lot of our kids don't understand that. These opportunities are coming fast and furious. You can look at the development of a telephone. New phones come out every 6 months, every 4 months.
Right.
They come out with a new phone, a new way to try to tap you in. So if you're not on that cutting edge, unfortunately, you're going to be left behind.
How do you think some of our young people, because our audience is nationwide, audience is worldwide, what are some suggestions that you have for some of our young people to get involved in these things? What can they seek in their local community? I know we talked about apprenticeships and trade schools.
You gotta, like I said, everybody's not made for college. Right. Everybody's not made to be a scientific computer engineer.
Right.
Or architect or engineer, but you may have some talent with your hands. You might be a great carpenter, you might be a great plumber, you might be a great HVAC, heat and cooling and air conditioning type guy. Those type of scenarios and situations create opportunities that are going to last for a lifetime. Everybody's going to always need heat.
Always.
Everybody's going to always need air conditioning.
Always.
Everybody's going to always drink water. Everybody's going to always need gas. Right now the country's infrastructure system throughout the country is deteriorating. So you got an opportunity to replace gas lines, an opportunity to replace water lines beneath the ground. Here in Baltimore, Baltimore naturally is more than 100 years old. So the original infrastructure in Baltimore is falling apart. During the wintertime, you have so many potholes, so many water main breaks, because what's happening, the ground beneath those pipes is expanding and contracting and just moving the pipes up and down, and their joints are busting, so naturally the water busts out. So you got that going on throughout the whole city. That's not happening just in Baltimore. That's happening throughout the country. So it's crazy opportunity. I'm talking about millions, billions of dollars of opportunities to be a infrastructure type of person that can go beneath the ground and developing and correct those type of things.
Right.
I know a young man that started out as a steam fitter and a plumber, and he doesn't do any plumbing work now. This was like 20 years ago. All he does is underground work.
Wow.
And he has his own yard for all of his trucks. He's got 4 or 5 crews. He has his own business. He's doing business throughout the region. And he went to school to become a plumber. Some people look at that and say, well, a plumber, I want to be a plumber. Plumbers make $80 an hour.
Yes. And everybody needs it.
Everybody needs them. He even does video under the ground where they take the video and they got these pipes so you can see where the pipeline broke. So you got videography beneath the ground through the water and the gas lines. So those type of opportunities are available throughout the country.
For young men, because they, like I said, we all have a gift, we all have a talent. Need to discover what that is.
Gotta discover what
and
it is.
then step out on that, because we've just got so many challenges with our young people today. And I know that you've shared information that will help them on their journey to pursuing their goals. And whatever your goal is, whatever your journey is, embrace the gift that you have. Embrace it with passion. Move forward with it, because we are all on this journey called life. I'm Paula G, and this is My Journey.
It's a praise party. We're gonna praise him all night long. It's a praise party. We don't know when we're going home. It's a praise party. We're gonna praise him all night long. It's a praise party. We don't know when we're going home.
Ain't got no worries, ain't got no stress. Opened my eyes and I knew I was blessed. Been a long week, whole lot of gloom. I need to dance, y'all, give me some room. Don't need nobody to wait up for me. I'm gonna dance till I get free. Yeah. Look at the devil, he's getting all excited. Somebody tell him he's not invited.
It's a praise party.
Yeah, we're gonna
praise him all night long.
Yeah, 'cause it's a praise party. We don't know
when we're going home.
Yeah.
It's a
I checked your name and you're on the list. Blessings are coming, the show won't miss. There are some things that we need to fix. Somebody homeless, somebody been sick. Lay down your purse, take off your shoes. God's been good, gotta spread the news. I see the devil, he's getting all excited. I thought I told him he's not invited. This is only for God's people.
Praise him all night long.
Yeah, cause it's a
praise
we don't know the time.
We don't know when we're going home. Praise him on my left, praise him on my right.
Yeah, come
I'm
on.
gonna praise him all through the
You ought to get up right now.
It's hard,
I know it gets hard sometimes.
but I'm gonna praise him until
Somebody need a
I get
breakthrough
my
here.
breakthrough. You can't dance
Yeah.
in 3-inch heels.
Just tell the Lord.
Tell the Lord just how you feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't need nobody to wait up for me.
I'm gonna be home late tonight
Gonna dance until
till I get free. Listen. Yeah, cause it's a
praise party.
come on, let's praise him.
Praise him all night long.
Everything that happened,
Praise
come on and praise his name.
know when we're going home.
Yeah, it's a
Praise
you ought to lift your hands right there.
Praise him all night long.
Somebody clap your hands. Stomp your feet.
We don't know when we're going home.
Everything that have breath, come on and praise his name. Get up out of your seat. Move to your left. Move to your right. Come on and praise his name. Sing a song. Do your dance. Ever you do.
Hey family, I'm Paula G, and this is My Journey, and my guest today is Mr. Derrick A. Burnett Sr., and he's here to share a little wisdom with us about his journey and some life lessons that he has learned on his journey as an African-American man, very successful businessman, I might say, here in these United States. So what are some life lessons that you've learned?
You got to value your time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Time is the greatest commodity there is in life. Nobody controls time.
Right.
I don't know how much money you have. Everybody is given 86,000 seconds a day. And it's like giving you, imagine if 86,000 seconds was $86,000 a day that you're giving to use to develop into something to become whomever and whatever it is you want to become. What are you doing with that time effectively?
Right.
Are you wasting it watching somebody else make $1 million or $1 billion? I'm a great advocate of sports. I like sports. But I can't sit down and watch a whole football game or a whole basketball game because I'm like, well, I'm watching these millionaires run up and down the court. I'm trying to make my own money. I can go watch ESPN tomorrow for 10 minutes and figure out what happened. Let me go do something else.
Right.
You know, so that's my direction. Time. You got to use your time adequately.
And having others respect your time as well.
Right. That's true.
the other flip side of that too.
Yeah, that's true. People will try to come steal your time. You know, and unfortunately our kids are products of that being, I hate to say it, technology is a great piece, but it can be a distraction.
Yeah.
I call it mass weapons of distraction.
I like that.
That's what
mass
the phone
weapons
is.
of
The phone is a
distraction.
mass weapon of distraction. The computer can be a mass weapon of distraction. You could be on your phone, you get an instant notification from something else trying to grab your attention, trying to get your money, trying to get you to buy.
Right.
You know, they even got Facebook and all these Snapchat and everything hooked up to your likes and business analytics and your personal analytics.
Yes.
So things of your interest will come up and try to steal your time, try to steal your minutes. And you got to learn how to put that down.
Right. And that's
You
a challenge in our microwave society today
Instant.
because everything's so instant.
That's right. That's why they call the young generation now the I generation. You got an iPhone because everything instantaneously. But really, sustainable things don't happen instantaneously.
Oh, I like that. Sustainable things don't happen instantaneously.
They don't,
They take time.
They take time.
Yeah.
And my mother used to tell me, and this was a motto that I had on my college wall when I was in school: short-term inconvenience brings about long-term success.
Short-term inconvenience.
Short-term inconvenience. So I would put in my mind, I'm here in this 5-year program at Hampton University to be an architect. It's only 5 years. I'm going to be educated for the rest of my life.
Right.
So if I don't sleep for 3 days, so be it. You know, I got to do what I got to do to get this done.
Right.
And I met my beautiful wife there at Hampton, and she understood and she valued my time. I would tell her, look, you know, I love you, I like you a lot, but I got things to do. and if you can't meet me at this period of time, at this date and time, well, unfortunately, I got to go. You know, and she understood that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so she respected that, and that's why
Man on a mission.
We've been married 30 years. So
You've been married 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to stop you right there.
Oh, here we go.
Because I always... No, that's it. You can drop a couple nuggets of wisdom.
Okay.
I always have to at least get one nugget of wisdom of what you feel has contributed. I know there's a multitude of things, but what you feel has contributed to a 30-year marriage, the success of a 30-year marriage.
Communication, communication, and likes. You know, we have a lot of the same likes.
A lot of things in common.
A lot of things in common. We were both the oldest child, so we were both very responsible.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It kind of just, it worked out that way, you know.
Yeah, but there's something to be said for that too. You know, if you're both the oldest or if you're both the youngest, it's something to be said for that because that what do you call it? Along the
Pecking
chain.
order.
Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I learned, I used to always be in charge, you know, when I was younger, telling my younger brothers, hey, y'all gonna do this, we're gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. I always plan things out, okay, we gotta do this to help mom or dad or whatever, you know, y'all gotta get your homework done. That was my responsibility while they was at work to make sure everything was straight. So, you know, I would go visit her at her house. She's from New Jersey, you know, and she was in the same place, you know, she was dictating and regulating things in her household. She's one of 5. She's got 4 younger brothers. So I know she could deal with me. I said, man, she got 4 brothers. You know, I got 2 brothers.
So her
she
childhood prepared you for preparing her for marriage.
I was in heaven. This is gonna be great. You know, and her brother played football, so you know we had interest in sports, and even though she didn't play any sports, but she understood that at the time, you know. So
see, it was communication. So far, that's been the common thread.
Communication, and likes and dislikes. And I know when to step back and allow her to be in charge. You know, like I said, you know, happy wife, happy life. You know,
that's a wise man right there. Did you hear what he just said?
You know, You know, so you keep it moving. Yes. You know, we had 2 beautiful kids, and they both doing well. And,
good. So, family man, father, husband, father. You know, family man. You know, and just pursuing your journey in life and the lessons that you've learned. You know, along the way. What are some other things that you've learned through life? You mentioned earlier about the game of chess. I thought that was interesting.
Well, I got another game, because chess is the type of game you got to think 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Right. Yeah.
You know, in life you need to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. I coached a lot of baseball. My son played college baseball. I coached football, basketball, baseball, whatever. And in baseball, you got to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. You can't just wait on the ball to get hit to you to figure out what you're going to do. You got to be proactive. You got to be proactive. You can't be reactive, or you're going to be left behind. You're going to lose. And life is the same way. You got to be proactive. You got to think ahead. Another game I love at this point on the business side, I play golf. I play a lot of golf, and I try to develop my game. I'm real competitive, but the reason I play golf because of the business results of playing golf. Most deals are generated and relationships are built on a golf course.
I've heard that, yes.
You know, so even women, you gotta learn how to play golf. You want to meet a lot of guys, you better learn how to play some golf. Yeah, no doubt. I play in many tournaments where you have business corporations sponsoring. You might have a different business corporation sponsor every hole. Every hole is 18 holes in golf. It's a lot of money generated in golf, and it takes 4 hours to play a round of golf typically. So as a businessman, I can invite a potential client. Let's go play golf Friday. You got to open in to play some golf Friday? Sure, Derrick, I want to play. Now, I'm gonna spend 4 hours with that client, that potential client. But if I asked to sit in his office for 4 hours, he would never allow me to do that.
Right.
So on a golf course, I can get him for 4 hours. I can figure out what kind of personality he's got. I can figure out if he cheats or he lies.
That's true in the game.
All that comes out.
All that comes out in the game.
All that comes out. You just sit back watching and you say, well, Charlie, what you get on that hole?
Yes.
I'm counting strokes just like he counts strokes. I saw he got 9. He going to tell me he got 6. You know, that ain't right. So that means I got to keep an eye on him. You know what I mean?
You got to keep an eye on him, and you got to be strategic about that, because again, that's a journey within itself. Just playing golf and those relationships and so forth that you've developed. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and for sharing your wisdom. You know, that's the one thing I love about the show, is that the guests have the opportunity to share their journeys and to share wisdom that will help you and will help me as well. I'm Paula G, and this is My Journey.
Let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I'm going in a different direction. Tired of mediocre, seeking perfection. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm saved for life. Who says that a Christian can't turn up? All the glory, all the praise to Jesus. I think I need a little calibration. $100 pockets and billionaire relation. When I say praise, you say praise him. Praise, praise him. Praise, praise him. When I say praise, you say praise him. Praise, praise him. Praise, praise him. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. I think I need a little calibration. I'ma let Jesus take control. Lord, you have my authorization. Giving Jesus praise, admiration. Walked on water, sensation. Turn water into wine, innovation. My Father has many, many mansions. Build a new heaven, expansion. I think I need a little calibration. Big money dreams, billionaire elations. I'm moving on. Streets are paved with gold.
Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, my coffee shop at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. Pass the time International Bible College with Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly. Dupsy African Clothing, 2289 South Cobb Drive in Smyrna, Georgia. Survival Radio and Clicks Photography with Clark Garrison. And Lusu Apparel with Brandon Sampson. And Positive Power Double XI Christian Media with Jerry Was Live Worldwide Ministries. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.